often said, haven't I, on this show, that I'm always amazed, particularly by those celebrities that turn down the opportunity to get, well, an award, whether it be knight or damehood, whatever, from our brilliant British monarchy. I suppose it all started way back in the middle 60s when John Lennon famously, of course, sent back his medal and decided it wasn't for him. Of course, he'd managed to reap in all the publicity alongside all the other Beatles, and this must have been incredibly embarrassing for Princess Margaret because she was a huge Beatles fan. But apparently they didn't agree suddenly with the honours list. We've seen a spate of them, haven't we, recently, with the likes, of course, of, well, so many actors who basically now say, yes, I'll have the award, and then, oh, I don't feel comfortable with it, send it back, the sort of thing. Michael Sheen, the Welsh actor, recently said that, he didn't want to keep his anymore because it didn't keep now, apparently, with his thoughts or indeed his standards. So it's always refreshing to find a wonderful, heartwarming story regarding a true superstar that was more than delighted to receive this award from our late monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Let me explain. Good to see you today. Thank you so much as ever for joining me and for taking out the time. Lovely to have your company, whatever you're doing. As I say, be careful out there. Don't worry. I know it's night time, but I'm fine here. And it's always lovely that you care so much, and I really appreciate it. As ever, welcome one and all brand new subscribers. And as I said, these particular segments really sort of heartwarm me because, when you think about it, I've been lucky enough to cover many investitures, including, of course, the late and brilliant singer Joe Longthorne, who couldn't believe that he got his MBE from the then Prince of Wales simply because of doing a job that he loved so much. What I always think, though, it must have been very strange being Her Majesty the Queen, and with all those investitures over the years, 70 years on the throne, there must have been people that you were very excited to actually meet yourself. I mean, she's just human like you and I. And of course, when you meet your favourite star, you're kind of thinking, wow, never thought I'd meet you. Of course, people would say, well, no, this is different. This is the Queen. She's met everybody. But as I said, there were certain people that I've been told that, she really did think, wow, this was extra special. And this particular lady was one of them. That's right, the wonderful actress that is known still around the world for her marvellous portrayals in so many movies, like, of course, Gone with the Wind, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, and The Private Lives of Elizabeth and Essex, no less. None other than the late and beautiful Olivia de Havilland. And what was fascinating about this, and this was told to me from an excellent source that was working alongside Her Majesty the Queen, way back in June 2017, with the Queen not exactly feeling 100% great herself, she was, ready to award Olivia de Havilland at 101 years old to become a dame. And apparently Olivia was absolutely over the moon. Sadly, though, she wasn't able to attend the investiture naturally at Buckingham Palace and received it via an ambassador over in her Paris apartment alongside her daughter Giselle. Now, what was fascinating was apparently the Queen was very upset because she had hoped to actually meet Olivia in person. They'd met very briefly at a film sort of command performance many, many years ago. And according to that source, Olivia was one of her very favourite actresses. I met Olivia myself way back at the very start of my career at a brief sort of film convention. And one of the things she told me, I'll never forget, we got talking about her appearing in the horror movie Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, and she said she felt a little bit bad about it simply because her friend Betty Davis had asked her to step in to take over the role from the ailing Joan Crawford. As many people know, of course, there was nothing ailing Joan at all, other than that she couldn't stand Betty Davis, you understand. And we had a bit of a giggle over that. A lovely, charming lady, nonetheless. And as I say, at a wonderful age of 101, she finally received the damehood. And apparently she said this was the best birthday present one could have received. Apparently the Queen, as I said, maybe, if she'd have been in better health, may have gone over to present it herself. She was such a fan and regularly screened her movies. So it's fascinating to see the other side of the crown, as they say, isn't it? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.